You're good.
Happy November 1st, everybody. It's another great day on the Whad Happened podcast. I'm here joined by Dickie, as always. We got Zane.
Hello.
Zane will be floating around as well. Gentlemen, it's good to be with you guys again. Can't wait to get into this.
It is a great week. Another great victory Monday for me, or victory Tuesday for me.
Yep, same
Good
with me
win.
as well. And Zane hasn't had a victory Tuesday in 4 weeks, but we'll talk about that more. Uh,
Going forward,
yeah,
Zane, your options are looking bleak.
Yeah, my options look really bad right now. Like I might get last place bad.
You should. Looks like you need a new quarterback on your team.
I do need a new quarterback. Maybe we can make a
Uh,
trade.
I would love to. All right, Bing, let's get right into it.
yeah. Obviously, nice busy deadline to jump us into today's episode, so I'm sure we can get into that some later.
Sure.
But here's what we got going for us from last week for the standings. I mean, we'll talk about the shakeup here in a bit, but that's what it was last week. I don't know if anything jumps out to you
A lot of
guys.
matchups. Two of these nuts keeps falling down.
Yeah, he's on a rough slide right now from
Whereas Zaby Baby's climbing. He is doing good.
yep,
I think
yep,
those
he
are two
is.
names to watch out for this week.
Yeah, and I still think Carson's team is really good, so I think he'll break out of that slump at some point. But yeah, let's why don't we move right on? I think we have um last week's scores. So yeah,
Okay.
we'll start from the top. We got Zane getting crushed by Dickey. Um Receivers for you, Dickey, really stepped up for you this week.
As
Uh
always.
and Zane's team is not very good right now, so that's what I got for that game. Good win for Dickey. He's uh he's up to 500 now on the season.
Mm-hmm.
So Dickey, what do you got?
Yeah, so my team is known to be a wide receiver heavy lineup. I had Jacoby Myers on the bench, dropped 16 points, so I could have plugged him in anywhere and he would have fit in great. I should look at him putting in my flex going forward. My running back room is actually trending upwards. I'm happy with where they are. David Montgomery, whereas he's not getting into the end zone as much as I would like him to, he is getting the positive yardage as the what is their team as the Bears find out their offense.
Yeah, the Bears offense has been a lot better the last 2 weeks. Even against that Dallas defense that's been really good all year. Zane, just
Third week in a row, me putting up less than 85 points.
what I know you we'll get into it later, but you made a trade to try and shake some things up. It didn't really turn out how you wanted this week, but is there anything positive for you going forward? Do you feel positive going forward at all? Or I know you just said you think it's gonna be last place, but there's got to be something good, right?
I don't think there's a whole lot of positivity on my team other than my tight end and my kicker. But the
Yeah,
kicker might be
well,
getting shipped off, so we'll see.
Hopefully.
yeah, well, yeah, Kelsey will always produce for you. Just he's on bye last week, but yeah, I
Definitely.
don't know if that's the only thing going for you right now. It seems pretty rough, but we can move right along to something that no one saw coming. Uh,
Besides
Isaiah,
Zane.
besides Zane, maybe Isaiah. I don't even know about him, but we have Isaiah dropping almost 140 points, which the uh the last few weeks, however long it's been, he hasn't even touched like 60 or 70 or whatever it was. And then, I mean, obviously, what Darius Tony, who just changed his name again, uh, is not. They're just their teams aren't that good. But yeah, I have really nothing for this game. Just great job for Isaiah. Moved in to be tied with what Darius Tony and 2 Inch Chubb for last. Dickie, what do you got?
Yeah, so it's looked like Zane and Isaiah switched places. Zane used to be putting up the big points, and now Isaiah is putting up the big points. I would love for them to balance it out and each put up around 100 each week, but it looks like one of the two Reeves cannot put up points a week. And with Darius Tony, a strong 95-point performance is not terrible. You could have won three matchups this week, but you just got unlucky going against Fogle's Footlong, who actually had a team show up this week.
Yeah, his team did get off the bus this week, unlike previous weeks. Zane, do you have anything to add on for this game?
We'll see what Isaiah does going forward. I think it was an impressive performance from him this week. But if he keeps getting the performance out of his running backs that he traded for, I think he's going to keep putting up 115, 120 point games.
Yeah, Foreman really stepped up good for him this past week. Who knows what he'll continue to look like in that Panthers offense, but I think he's trending upward. Move right on. We got Josh, Oklahoma drill beating 2-inch Chubb, a game that Josh was not confident in going into it, but he pulls out the victory. McCaffrey and Pollard both got him 30 plus points, and
I thought Pollard only had 20.
I think he had 30.
Oh.
He had like 3 touchdowns and like 150 plus yards.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, big performances for them. It kind of saved him this week. But yeah, Dickie, anything to add?
I mean, it's what you expect out of Oklahoma drill. His team is very high powered. Pollard won't put up that point again because Elliott was out, unless he is officially replaced by Pollard. Pollard, don't expect that point total from him again. 2-inch Chubber is a strong outing by him. You can't sleep on these bottom teams as it's evidence. It's not a free bye week. 11th place and 12th place both had strong over 100-point weeks. There is no bye week in this league. Very strong matchups going forward.
Yeah. Impressive performance for Bryce. I had Josh winning this, but good performance for Bryce this week, even in a loss.
Yeah, that's something he can take with him moving forward, but just maybe not this week, but we'll get into that. And yes, Pollard did get him 33 points. So big week for him from that. Yeah, like you said, it won't continue with Zeke coming back. But yeah, next we got Dogs in him continuing his dominant performances against other teams. He takes down Armed Rodri by a mile. There's just never really any competition right now whenever Dogs in him plays anyone. So
yeah, it looks like Dogs in him always intimidates the other team he's playing against. Teams he plays against, I think they're averaging below 100 points a week, so he's kind of getting free wins every single week. He doesn't need to put up these high point totals, but he is.
Yeah, obviously A.J. Brown catching 3 go route touchdowns on the Pittsburgh defense boosted that a lot. He just has a really good team, so there's not really much else to say. Zane, do you have anything?
Looks like me and Jared are kind of in the same boat right now. We both started out hot and not doing so good now. I think we have the same record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what goes into play there, but maybe just some players falling off. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have anything else to add to that game? Just
No,
just
fuck
seems
Zach still.
Yeah, it just seems like Dogs in him just dominates every week.
He is still an enemy of the pod.
Oh, he's an enemy of you.
Yes.
Moving on.
Hey Zach, I'm gonna say this now. I'm not gonna trade you Brian Robinson for Geno Smith. Fuck you. Enjoy the waiver.
I'm glad you got that out now. I feel like that was something built up for you there.
No, we've been talking about it a lot today. I needed to get it off my chest.
Oh, okay. Moving on. We have myself taking down Carson. Yeah, I got some performances that I didn't really expect this week. And I think Carson's team is really good. So I don't know. I just think that my team's been good so far. They're really good right now, and hopefully they'll keep it up going forward.
Yeah, on the flip side from Zach, looks like the teams that play Carson now are winning. So Carson used to be the team that always clinch out a win, but now it looks like his team is inspiring the teams he competes against to put up bigger point totals than him. You love to see that because Carson, I'm also diagnosed as another enemy of the pod. Zane, do you agree?
I'm not going to make a comment on it right now.
Okay.
Who'd you say is another enemy?
Carson.
Yeah, potentially between you two.
He enjoys talking a lot of schmack, and his record is not living up to the smack talk.
Yeah, he's on I think it's like a 3-game slide for him now, but yeah, I still think his team is good, so I think he'll bounce back. But Zane, do you have anything else on this game?
I think we'll start seeing Carson's hurt players start to make an impact. I think this week is the first week he'll have Keenan Allen playing since they traded to him week 2. So I think he'll start winning some games here at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Would love to see him keep falling.
I agree that he'll start winning. But yeah, moving on to the last game of week 8, we have Nate's team. You guys can all read Nate's team taking on Zaby
What's his team
Baby.
name now?
He has changed it from Suck One D's nuts to Burrow this dick in you. So there we have it. Nate is just maybe the most immature person ever. But yeah, he
Yes, he
loses.
is.
He loses to Braden. I think that Waddle and Kamara had really big weeks for Braden. That
They
obviously
did.
helped him a lot. And I think now is the time. We've been saying it ever since we started this podcast, but now's the time where I think it's starting to look downward for Nate. So I don't know if you guys agree, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I could see it happening. He keeps on putting up big point totals, so I can see him keep on winning games, but it's not optimistic. It's not a bright future for Nate. He has to get lucky every week.
Yeah,
I,
he has a few players that will put up a lot of big points, but it's going to come down to some of the other players. So Zane, what do you have to add?
I think his team will start to even out. Like, he shouldn't be winning the games he has since that trade, but I think now we'll see him go on a little bit of a slide here.
Yep, I know Nate would love to hear that from you. But yeah, we can move on. Um, week 8 was pretty good. A lot of good games, good close games, but
Hmm.
a lot more points scored this week, which was nice to see. Here we have the weekly predictions. We have Dickey sitting at 6-12. Improvement from last week, Dickey.
Was it?
You went three and
Yeah,
three.
yeah. You finally went even.
Yeah, I'm
The
realizing my strategy of picking against people because I don't like them isn't working so well, but I'm probably gonna stick with it still.
Yep. I am not taking that strategy. It's led me to a 13-5 record so far, so I'm sitting 7 games over Dickey right now, which is nice. And our guest pickers have combined for 7-5, which who are looks like Josh did not have. Is that Josh on the far left? No, he's on the
Yeah.
far right. I can't even see that. Josh lost 3, so yeah, I don't know. Guest pickers kind of they're on the fringe right now, but I like where I'm at right now going forward. I'm hoping I can get you to wear that Watt jersey because I do not want to have to wear a Deshaun Watson jersey. I'll tell you that much.
He is the alpha.
All right. Say we move right on. Think we're going to get into the transactions here. I only really had one that happened that actually went through.
It's
We have
bullshit.
we have Jonathan Taylor, Alec Pierce, James Robinson, and T. Higgins going to Zane for DeAndre Swift, James Conner, and Cooper Kupp, all going to two of these nuts. Um, hopefully Jonathan Taylor can start staying healthy and that Colso line will turn it around because they've been struggling all year. Uh, then T. Higgins, I think he'll stay good with Jamar being out for as long as he is, and I think that that'll be a good pickup for you, Zane. And then Swift and Kupp, I think, are really good pickups for Carson. Just Kupp is obviously going to get targeted every play pretty much. And James Conner, I don't know what he'll be like when he gets back, but he was a touchdown machine last week. But yeah, Dickie, what do you got?
Yeah, so with the new trade deadline with everything that happened, we saw that Naomi Hines just got traded off the Colts. So you look at Jonathan Taylor, his share might even go up further and further. Or you can look at the Colts backup running back as another trade, as another waiver wire piece if someone's looking for another running back. Alec Pierce, he's been great while Michael Pittman's target share has been down. We saw Sam Ellinger look to get Alec Pierce more and more receptions than Matt Ryan ever did. James Robinson, great pickup. The Jets needed a new running back. James Robinson's going to fill that void. T. Higgins, fuck the Bengals. DeAndre Swift, you love it. Love that. James Conner, he's been out a lot. If he can come back healthy and everything, it was a great pickup. And Cooper Kupp, got injured this week. We will see how long he's out for, if he's out at all. I wouldn't expect him to be out that long. He's pretty strong.
Yeah, and then Zane, you were involved in this trade. What what made you want to pull the trigger on this and just break it down for your team?
I think what made me pull the trigger was just the slide I was going on. So I didn't feel like I wanted DeAndre Swift on my team anymore. He'd been hurt all year. And as soon as I make that trade, Jonathan Taylor is questionable. The next game he comes back. Obviously, he's been out this year too. But I think what ended up making the trade for me was the fact that Jamar's out for so long and that T. Higgins was in this package. And I thought that's going to be valuable to me in the future.
Yeah, I know giving up uh Cooper Cup must have been really hard for you to do, just knowing how many targets he gets each week. Whether you just was part of the slide and everything, you just were ready to get a fresh start, kind of, or did you not want to give up Cup at first?
He was not someone I wanted to give up at first, but that night I'd already started sending out trades for Swift and Cup, and that's just kind of what that trade evolved to.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see going forward how these players impact both teams, but I think that both teams got some good returns, so I'd say this is a pretty fair trade.
I also think now is a good time of mentioning that Zane, you also tried to make another move today with myself, but the league shot it down within 30 minutes. Why did you think that trade was good, Zane?
Well, why the trade was good. I don't know if I have an answer to why the trade was good as much as I was just accepting it because it was sent to me.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I can tell everyone why I sent that trade. So my kicker right now is one sec, not that. Jake Elliott on the Eagles. There were reports that on Thursday he's going to tear his ACL in practice. So I was looking to have that backup kicker for this week's upcoming matchup. I'm liking the matchup that Will Lutz has, and I wish I would have had him on my team for this upcoming week.
Yeah, I'm sure that I don't know how I can't say that without laughing. Yeah, that's interesting trade, but yeah, everyone in the league had their own thoughts. But
That's
yeah,
fine.
that trade was shot down really fast. Um, but I just think that I mean Geno Smith has been a really solid quarterback all year. I
Mm-hmm.
think he could probably start on a lot of teams. He could definitely start on Zane's team because we know his issues with QB. Uh, but
Definitely.
yeah, obviously,
Another quarterback people should be looking out for is Justin Fields on the Bears. He has been putting up top five quarterback points the past couple weeks, and with their new figured out offense, since they're not running a high school offense anymore, they finally have an NFL style offense. I think Justin Fields could continue to be a top quarterback for fantasy.
Bingham
yeah,
as a
I'm
lock.
I'm glad I picked him up when I did. I think obviously I have Lamar, so I don't know how much he'll get in, but definitely when Lamar's on bye, I feel really confident that I won't have a big drop off at QB. But yeah, I say we can move right down. We got Roman again this week, Dickie.
Thank you, Roman.
We've got Roman still. Obviously, it doesn't have to be said again, but Roman, all of us love here. We know how much Zane loves it. Uh, most guys have tried to last longer, but thinking about your fantasy football team doesn't always work. That's why the folks at Roman, an online men's health company, are they're changing the game with Roman swipes, and that's the secret to longer lasting sex. Try swipes today with a special offer just for our listeners. For the first time, Roman is offering 20% off your first order at getroman.com/WHAD. That's getroman.com/WHAD for 20% off and free 2-day shipping. Thank you again, Roman. Um, obviously, I think a lot of our listeners have really enjoyed what Roman has provided. And we already know how much Zane loves it. But yeah, Dickie, are you ready to transition into our next segment?
Yes, I would love to introduce the guest that we're about to bring on. Coming at you
Introduce him.
live from where does he work? What tire shop does he work at?
Discount tire.
Coming at you live from Discount Tire, the 6'4", 240-pound lineman, Isaiah motherfucking Reeves.
Welcome to the show, Isaiah.
Live from SpongeBob. Isaiah, happy to have you. Your mic is not turned on.
Sorry, I pulled a Zane.
It's all good.
Yep.
We're happy to have you, Isaiah. How you been?
Yeah. I've been good. Had another win. Never thought it'd
You put up
happen.
a strong point total this week. Can you
I
talk us
did.
through what your team went through this week in
Okay.
between the week and what allowed them to put up this many points?
Obviously, I've been in and out of waivers for the last month, picking up people, having a lot of injuries. So I knew that I had a really strong receiver room, but I knew I needed to just look for running backs only. I saw at one point that Chuba Hubbard was not going to be playing. Saw that Christian McCaffrey was traded. So I was like, you know what? They only have one running back to go with. Playing against a weak defense, figured it'd be a good option.
Good matchup. Good start.
Yeah, good start. Obviously, no one expected those numbers from him, but he balled out. Obviously, I've made a lot of reckless trades, but I feel like at this point, I kind of getting a little bit more stable.
Yeah, you're definitely stabilizing. You're not
Yeah.
in last. Actually, you're still in last, but you're tied for last now. So you
Yeah.
have a chance. Your team needs to
Yeah.
continue performing. You might not be
Well,
doing the
at
Waffle
this
House
point,
challenge.
I feel like my team is not a guaranteed loss every week.
It's not.
I
It's definitely.
I think if
That's
my
your brother
running
now.
if my running backs actually show up, I'm a contender every week to win. It is very unknown since I have Foreman, who's an unknown, Khalil Herbert, who's an RB2, and
Might
Melvin
be
Gordon,
RB1
who's
soon.
well, but he's been underperforming. But I think I have one of the stronger receiver rooms of all of the teams. So
I think that I would assume that dropping 130 points or almost 140 points, whatever you did, would have to give you a little more confidence, especially after some of the duds that you had been dropping the last month.
Well, I mean, I put up more points this week than I did the last 2 weeks combined by almost 30 points.
That's a good stat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that you know that off the top of your head too.
Yeah. Well, I put up 40, I think 0.65 if I'm being exact 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, man, you know that by heart.
You had
now.
nightmares of it.
I did. I did not sleep very good. I was so ashamed of myself, as I should have been.
Is there anyone on the waiver that you're looking to pick up to add to the team, or any interesting moves you're looking at?
I mean, at this point, I want to sit another week. Right now, obviously, my tight ends, Higbee has not been the guy, and Darren Waller's been hurt most of the year. So, I mean, but right now, there's not really any tight ends. I saw that Dawson Knox was out there, but he's also not exactly that elite talent that I'm looking for. I might have some receivers out there, though, that I can kind of trade away with people since I have a strong, maybe 5 receivers that most people would like to have on their team.
Yeah, the waiver wire is pretty crummy regarding tight ends. So if you're looking to get one of them, trading is your best bet to get one of them. I know Bryce has 2 tight ends. You might be looking at his team to acquire one of them off of.
And obviously, quarterbacks is kind of an unknown every week. Aaron Rodgers has been inconsistent. I dropped Russell Wilson. Marcus Mariota ended up being the guy last week for me. So who saw that coming? I'm guessing nobody.
Definitely not me. Yeah.
No one wants to win.
No.
Yeah, I don't. I think I'd assume you're starting Aaron Rodgers this week though, going against Detroit.
Yeah, against Detroit. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to think they'll be able to turn it around there. So,
well, I will say this: after watching the game, it was our best performance of our 4 losses was against the Bills because we actually ran the ball, and I think we're kind of figuring out. I really want us to fire a defensive play caller.
Oh yeah, you don't like Joe Barry?
He might be the worst person ever.
Yeah, Joe Barry has, for all the hype that the Packers got coming into this year, Joe Barry has not performed with that defensive roster he has.
But I think that will be I think that will be his best game of the year. Obviously Romeo Dobbs, he has to throw to, has been one of the best rookies so far.
Yeah.
And obviously you've tried trading him to me several times, but I'm not letting my emotions get the better of me.
It's more fun that way.
I had to just try it, but
do you have anything prepared for Isaiah's team?
Do I? I can pull up his team if you want.
Yeah, can you pull it up for me?
Yeah.
Just so everyone at home can see what he's rocking with. So Isaiah, I have a question for you.
Yep.
Why are you in SpongeBob's house?
Uh,
Why'd you go for that location of every
well, I
location?
couldn't find one of Mr. Garrison's classroom that was empty. I wanted
Who's
to
Mr.
join that.
Garrison?
Bryce will be able to tell you.
Okay, I'll take
I'll
your
just
word
leave it
for
at
it.
that. Yeah, I'm not gonna help you anymore.
Okay. All right.
But SpongeBob's
It
a very
looks
inviting
like
guy, so he just let me in.
Scary Terry. Ooh, I like that. With Taylor Heineke coming in and Carson Wentz being hopefully out forever, Scary Terry might actually start putting up points he was expected to at the beginning of the year. What do you think
Mhm.
about that, Isaiah?
I mean, Terry's been consistent. He had a lull out there, third, fourth, fifth week, but since then he's put up an average of about 12 points a week. Some weeks he's doing right around there. If I can just keep him consistent, that's all I can really ask of him.
I like that. I like Khalil Herbert. I think he might be overtaking David Montgomery soon. If you're looking to trade David Montgomery with me, you did not hear what I just said. Mike Evans is putting up good amount of points. You can always count on that from him if
Mhm.
he can manage to catch the ball. I like your team, Isaiah. You have a lot of good pieces on it. They just need to perform every week in, week out.
Yeah,
I will
obviously.
say,
Uh,
yeah, go ahead, Isaiah.
obviously, yeah. Like I said, I made some reckless trades at the beginning, but once I got 6 strong receivers and then traded some away, I feel like my running back room is actually somewhat respectable for this late.
Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely think that whenever Darren Waller decides to be healthy again, I think that'll be a good tight end for you going
Yeah.
forward. So I think that position can get figured out for you. And
Mm.
he's already had his bye, so that's nice going forward. But yeah,
Mm.
I'm in the same boat with you. I actually do like your team. Uh, they just need to start performing, obviously. But
Yeah,
yeah,
obviously, yeah.
I
I've
think you're in a
had
good spot
probably
going
more
forward.
injuries though than any other team,
You have.
and
You got hit by the injury bug, but hopefully your team can get through Buy-A-Geddon that's coming up in the next couple weeks and sneak
yeah.
some extra wins to your roster.
Luckily, I got a lot of people. Well, not a lot, but several people have already gone through by, and most of the other ones I can at least somewhat tough it out. Hopefully, by then it won't be such a brutal look on the season. So,
Yep.
Week 11 looks pretty bad.
yeah,
Yeah, you got a lot of 11s out there.
14 as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, just those 2 weeks.
I like how your backup quarterback has the same buy as your starting quarterback.
yeah.
I
Well,
want to take a look
neither
at
of
that.
them are going to be staying. Well, one
Neither of them.
could. I
You want Gino?
can't really say neither, but there will definitely be a lot of turnaround in the
I'll trade you
quarterback
Gino for your
position.
defense.
I don't even remember who I have as
Don't
my
do that.
defense right now. I have Cincinnati.
The league won't like it.
League's a bunch of feminists. All right, let's get right into it. I think we're good off that. I think we can get into the picks for the next week.
Yep.
All right.
Actually, the current standings, right?
Yeah,
Or
current standings.
I don't know. I don't know what's next.
Yeah, we're on current. Oh, wrong
First
screen.
time.
That's on me. Wrong screen.
That's okay, Zane. You've had a long day.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
current
so
standings. You got dogs in him still taking the cake. Oklahoma Joe right behind him with like 15 or so less points. Bingham right there with 78 less points.
it's good
Zaby
quick math.
Baby, Bird is sticking you. Two of these nuts. Me, Jared, Linguini down to 9. Then the battle of the shitters continues with the new member 2-inch Chubb tying them at 2 and 6.
I can't wait to see how that 10, 11, and 12 seeding plays out and who's getting the punishment at the end of the year. Uh, but I feel a lot more confident that it's not Isaiah going forward after what he did last week. So
Mm-hmm.
that should be interesting how that plays out. But I think also a lot of those teams in the middle of the pack, those 3, 4, and 4 teams, I think could make some noise going forward. So yeah, I just think that the end of the season is going to be really fun to see how it all plays out.
I think every team from 4 to 8 has a shot at making playoffs right now. 4 to 9 even. Zane, I think you still have a shot at making playoffs. And any of those teams can sneak in and get a couple wins in playoff and maybe make a push for the championship. We all know playoffs are all luck, and even the top seeds don't guarantee themselves a win in playoffs.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And there's still
Season's not over yet.
a lot of season left, and obviously never want anyone to get injured, but you never know who might fall off, what players might be done for the year at the top teams.
Fogle's Footline. I noticed you only have 11 waiver moves. Are you looking to increase that number as the season continues, or keep it around the same
I
pace?
mean, it's not really about making the moves. As long as my players are actually being consistent, yeah. There's obviously a few, like Zay Jones is not exactly a crucial piece to me right now. I feel like he's just maybe a something that I can tack on for more trade power, but
Mhm.
right now, this late in the season, I feel like the waivers are pretty locked. So,
Yeah, I'm finding that out too. A lot of people aren't willing to make some
mhm,
trades on their teams.
yeah.
It's
With
kind
any
of
of the big
boring.
players being injured, all the remaining good ones in a 12-man league are becoming pretty scarce.
Yeah, it's getting locked up, definitely. Okay, let's get right into the picks for this upcoming week, Zane. All right. First and foremost, we got Linguini taking on Oklahoma Dribble. Bingham.
Yeah, I got Josh in this one. Sorry, Zane, but comes down to the quarterback for me. Josh has he's got Josh Allen in there for him, and I don't even know we don't even know who Zane's quarterback is right now. He dropped Carr. He tried to get Geno.
He's gonna get Geno.
I'm quarterbackless.
So we'll see what happens going forward for Zane. But yeah, I like Josh in this just when it comes down to the QB.
Sure. I want to preference all my picks. I'm trying a different strategy out this week. I am gonna make smart picks. Every week I've had a new strategy, and most of those strategies rely on emotion and just fucking with people. This is the first week I'm actually gonna try and make my picks correct. So note that for the record next season when I go six next week when I go 6-0.
Hmm.
I'm taking Oklahoma dribble this one.
Isaiah, who
Yep.
you got in this?
Uh, I mean, here's the thing. Josh's team is more consistent. It puts up more points. Uh, Zane does have some explosive players, but I feel like Josh just has the full power here.
Yeah, it should be interesting this week with McCaffrey and Pollard on bye for Josh, but I
I
still
have some
like.
breaking news I want to get into once you're done with your point thing.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say those two players will be missed dearly. So yeah, I don't know. I still like Josh in this, but yeah, breaking news, Dicky.
This is related to Zane. The Chiefs are dealing their cornerback Rashad Fenton to the Falcons. Is he? Who the fuck is he?
He's a corner.
Yeah,
Was
no
he a
shit.
starter?
Is he good?
No, I don't believe he was starting most of the time this year.
Well, congrats on getting a free pick out of him.
Why we traded him is an interesting question since we were already thin in that position.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe McDuffie's coming back this week. They must know something that I don't.
Maybe,
He hasn't played all year, so
maybe that's gonna be good for the Chiefs. Let's go forward. Fogle's Footlong is taking on two of these nuts. Battle of 12 versus 6. I am taking two of these nuts here. Sorry, Isaiah.
Nah, it's fair.
Who are you
Yeah,
taking, Isaiah?
I mean, I have Carson on this one with his wide receiver room being the strongest and his running backs being not only stronger at this point, he also has more health or more not on bye. I have two available, so I have very limited options.
Yeah.
And he has Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp. I can't remember who all his running backs are at this point.
yeah, he's
Let's
got
see.
Swift and someone else in there.
I feel like this one is not going to be a complete blowout, but I do feel like I'm going to lose. My only hope at this point is DeAndre Swift not showing up or not being the number one guy for him.
it'd be awesome
But,
if he got hurt.
well, I'm not going to count on it, but things happen.
Yeah,
At least at this point, I can't. I don't think it's going to be just an embarrassing blowout, like mine with my win
Yeah, I
against
have you
Caleb.
putting up around 75 points this week. So good luck, Isaiah.
yeah, I got Carson in this as well. I just think Carson has the more complete team, but I do think this game will be close.
Perfect. Going forward, we got number one team, Dogs in him versus Wadarius Tony. I'm gonna keep to my guns and not bet on Caleb. I'm taking Dogs in him here. If there was any other week, I would never bet on Zach. But since I'm being smart this week, I'll take Zach.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know that has to hurt you a lot picking Zach. But
Yes.
I'm also going to do the same. I don't think there's really anything else that needs to be said. He's just the better team.
Isaiah, do you
Isaiah, who
concur?
do you like?
Well, after playing Caleb's team last time, and he played his best team after looking at his bench, I definitely have to go with Josh at this point
You mean
because
Zach?
or Zach at this point because Caleb with an optimized team still lost by 50 points and he lost to the worst team. So now he's playing against one of the best teams. So I feel like this is going to be a smackdown. I'm calling it for biggest differential of the week.
I I like that projection. I think that is definitely the most likely. But yeah, we can move forward. Got myself taking on Burrow to stick in you. I'm gonna take myself in this game just because Nate has a lot of players on bye, and I like my team going forward. So I'm gonna rock with myself yet again. Dickie, I can't wait to hear this.
Yeah, so being my smart week, I am also going to take you, but I want to say a message to Bird is sticking you, the manager. I want you to win this one, Nate. Please go out there and win. I believe in you. You don't have a good chance, but you have a chance. That's all you need. Good luck.
Appreciate that, Isaiah. Who do you got in this one?
Well, I mean, not only considering that he has a ton on bye, he has several players on the IR. And even then, I don't think it's as solid of a team. I'm going to go with you. Saquon being out is probably the most painful loss for him this week. And even then, I would still probably be betting on you.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Saquon's going to be a big loss for him. I'm glad I got matched up with him during this week. But yeah, moving forward, got Dickey taking on Armed Rodgery, battle of 7th and 8th seeds. I got Dickey in this one. I just think you have the better team.
Yeah, I'm taking myself every week, no matter what.
Yep. Isaiah.
This one's closer. I actually think I'm going to go with Armed Rodgery here.
I'll give you one more chance to pick again.
I don't care what you say, but I'm just
Still
gonna
sticking
go
with it.
Why do
I'm gonna stick with it.
Why do you like Armed Rodgery in this one? Just curious.
Well, I mean, he has Mahomes playing for him right now, and I feel like he has not yet put up the explosive number that he's going to. I feel like he's gonna have a breakout week, and I feel like it's just gonna be now.
I like it. I'm sure Zane would love to hear that too.
I also
agree.
think Armed Rodgery having Raheem Mostert isn't going to put up a lot of points with their new running back coming in.
I don't think it'll matter this week.
I mean, they pretty much just replaced Chase Edmonds with Jeff Wilson. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Jeff Boyd.
Who knows? But yet, well, Zane, it may matter because Jeff Wilson's coming from the 49ers, and that's where McDaniels has been. So I think Wilson's
Good.
going to be able to be a plug and play guy for him just because he knows that system. But
Yeah, he
yeah, I don't
might.
know.
It's going to be hard for him to make an impact. I think the first week is the only issue, but
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So
But,
McCaffrey do it with shorter time.
Caffrey
Jeff
put up
Wilson's
about
that guy.
14 points that first week. So
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, we know McCaffrey's McCaffrey. But yeah, I mean, who
Jeff is
knows?
Jeff.
Jeff is Jeff. You got a point there.
And I
Yeah,
do not like any Jeffs.
Jeff Jr.
If you met Jeff Jr., Dickie, you would love Jeff Jr. But
I
yeah,
wouldn't count on it.
last matchup of week 9, we have 2-inch Chubb taking on Zaby Baby. No Chubb no Nick Chubb for Ed this week. So I'm gonna take Zaby Baby. I still think he has a better team either way.
Yeah, I'm taking the same thing. We don't have any picks different this week, so that's no fun. But that's what happens when you make the smart picks every week. Sorry, guys. Everyone's spam the dislikes in the comments. I know. I feel bad about it too.
Isaiah, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2-inch Chubb.
Wow.
Really?
I'm just kidding. I'm going to
Oh.
say yeah. And that being said, though, I do feel like 2-inch Chubb at this point. I mean, yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a loss, but That's partly, I mean, if you see who he has available right now, they're all playing pretty tough games, and Zaby Baby's got pretty open schedule here. So I feel like it's going to be a pretty easy win.
I have
Yeah,
a question. Can I go back and change a pick?
You can change a pick.
Give me Nate by a fucking mile. Burrow's dick in you is gonna burrow that dick in you, Bingham. Nate by a mile.
Well, I feel confident that I'll win this week now. So thank you for doing that.
Yeah,
I can't have six.
yeah.
We can't have 6 for 6. That's no fun. Give me Nate's team.
I know.
You got to root for Nate this week, which is gonna hurt me.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
would love this week if no one won that game.
Mhm.
What if we tied somehow?
No, both of you lose, but it's not possible. So
Yeah, well,
maybe like both your teams have 3 ACL injuries. I would enjoy that a lot.
Mhm.
yeah, well, if that did happen, I don't know if I would ever talk to you again just because you put that out in the air. But
I'm putting it out there.
yeah, I think of all picks for you to go back and change, that's an interesting one to change. But
It's the closest matchup.
I respect it. I was still holding out thinking that you were gonna pick against me at some point. There it was. So yeah, I think going forward you will never pick me, which I love because that means you'll be wearing that JJ Watt jersey at the end of the year. But
And I'm burning it too.
yeah, so Dickie and I we matched on 5 of 6 picks. So might have a pretty even split at the end of the week, except for of course I'll have one more than him because he made the dumbest change of all time.
Bird is sticking you.
Yep, but yeah, that wraps everything up for the picks.
Well,
Do either of you have anything else for Isaiah before we get out of here?
Isaiah, what's your bench squat max?
He
probably
can't
not
squat.
good. Yeah.
Reports
Yeah.
were that your bench max is 225 and your squat max is 405.
He can't even. He
Confirm
can't
or
even.
deny?
He can't even air squat.
Yeah, that's true.
Confirm. It's true.
Yeah.
All right, that's
Yeah,
all we had to
that's
say.
Now,
Perfect.
I'd like to first say to Tyler, though, I really appreciate the profile pic that I made of Caleb.
Did you make that?
I did, yeah.
I'll give you copyright credits in the next week.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank
That's
you.
who that is?
That's
Yeah,
Caleb.
Caleb loves sucking on bananas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bananas.
Any
Man,
comments
yeah.
on that,
Something
Bingham?
new.
Looks like I'll never be picking Caleb again.
Hey,
I already
you can
wasn't going
join
to
me.
because Steve's
I'll
terrible.
say
but-
I was already I'm always voting against them. But
Oh yeah. Zane, do you have your classic question that you want to ask Isaiah?
I'll let you ask the question. I have a statement though. I think it's
He's a statement.
I have a statement. I think it's motivating for the last place shitters that all of them will lose this week. So even if you lose, Isaiah, you will not lose your place in last. You won't.
I
you won't
think
lose
even
any
if we
ground.
all lose, I feel like I'm going to put up enough. I feel like I'll put up the most points of those.
like
three
that.
teams.
Even
So I
if you
feel like
lose, you win.
So I feel like the points differential will be a little bit closer.
I don't think you're going to
Win-win
lose
for
any
Isaiah.
places this week. I think.
Well, I can't lose any place. I'm at 12th, but
No, I mean I don't think.
chipping away.
I don't think anyone that you're tied with for record is going to win this week. So
Yeah.
you have that going for you.
Yeah. Definitely gonna have to make up for it though sometime down the road. But yeah, I guess I'll ask the classic question then, Zane. Isaiah, who do you have? I'm not gonna ask you who you think's gonna lose because that's just boring because who knows, but who do you think's gonna win the league this year?
Oh, well, I've seen so many injuries on all the teams. I feel like just because of recent acquisitions, I feel like it's going to be Josh.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know Josh would love to hear it.
You know what? I'd be happy for him.
Yeah, he obviously has a really good team. But yeah, do you guys have anything else for Isaiah?
No.
I do not.
Isaiah, I will say Isaiah has been Isaiah somehow managed to be more monotone than Bingham, so this has gone great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
We're-
expect this.
Sorry.
Yeah, we are a perfect match. But Isaiah, appreciate you coming on with us. Obviously coming off a big win that you needed. But thanks for making the time.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't be my last win of the season.
Yeah, no kidding. Or else you'll be in that Waffle House for 48 hours.
I'm a betting man. I don't think I'm gonna get I think I'm going to have at least 2 more wins. So
Gambling man, I like that.
2 more
I
wins
like
will
it.
probably do it.
yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely. Well,
Goodbye.
yeah,
You know
that's
what?
it for us.
Yep.
Thank you.
you said you weren't going to
everyone,
ask it. I'll just say it anyway. Caleb's last.
Yeah, fuck
love
you,
that.
Caleb.
That is a
Give me
great
Deshaun
way.
Watson. I want Deshaun Watson. Wait,
That
Zane,
is
you
a-
had a statement. Do you have anything else? Or
That was
was
that
that your
was that was
statement?
my
Zane did
That was
have
statement.
a
it.
statement.
Did you
Okay,
not listen to what I said?
I tuned you. I'll be honest.
Yeah, like you set that trade up on purpose just so you knew the league would turn against me earlier today.
Yeah.
Zane, what did I say was my one goal for this league with every move I make?
To make the commissioner or make I don't even know.
Make your
Just-
job harder.
Yeah, and you did.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know why I don't know
know.
why I'm getting all the backlash for that trade when I didn't send it. You sent it to me multiple times.
Zane, you do have a Mussolini-like quality to you. And I'm not just saying that because you're Italian, but you do kind of seem to want to be in control and
I do
kind of
wanna be
being
in control.
tyrannical here.
Beam knows.
No,
Huh? You like
You
to
know.
be in control? Yeah, well, yeah, you're a fucking control freak. Oh, you just bitch at me every time I do a group project with you.
Yep.
But I think we're gonna end on that statement.
Wait,
Zane's
one
in
last
control.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Isaiah, how big is Zane's dick?